Hello everybody, Bethany Drew here with Stampin' Up! In Valparaiso, Indiana, and it's still snowy and kind of icy here. In fact, it's warming up here, which means it's in 30s, although my high schooler, of course, went to school this morning in shorts and was like, "Mom, it's so warm today." Crazy. And it's a little bit different schedule these days because my high schooler, my senior, he only has 3 classes in the morning, so he comes home and eats lunch around 10:40-ish, and then he goes to work for his dad. So I get to see him every day, like around lunchtime, so it's kind of fun. And true confessions here, this morning I finally had time, and I don't know how long you guys keep your trees up, but I finally took my Christmas tree ornaments and stuff down. I don't know if it's because my oldest is a senior, I'm trying to hang on to everything, but part of me can't believe we're already almost halfway through January. I don't know where's the time going? I don't know. It's going too fast because I'm trying to hang on to every moment I have with my senior before he leaves for the Army. Oh, he's doing basic training and he's leaving July 5th. So I've been hugging him more and just trying to cherish every moment. So anyhow, we're going to talk. Hey, Teresa. Yes, say hello if you come on. I love when some of you are able to join me live. I know this doesn't work for everybody, so hello to those of you watching my replay too later. I appreciate those of you who come and watch whenever you're able to find it. Make sure to share today. If you share my video, you'll get in a drawing. I need at least 3 people to share to get in a drawing to win the awesome Otter stamp set from SALE-A-BRATION. So, hey Yvonne, how are you guys doing? Shredlins. Okay, that reminds me, Yvonne, I have a Christmas, again, more confessions. I found a stack of some of my Christmas cards under my mess of, see this, my craft room is also my like catch-all room, so I had like stocking stuff and gifts in here too. And I found another little stack of Christmas cards. So some of you, Yvonne, and maybe a couple more people might be getting very belated Christmas and Happy New Year cards. I just need to get them addressed because I found the pack, but they're already in the envelopes, have names on them, just don't have the addresses. And here we are, January 12th. But anyhow, I'm gonna not talk very much more, so I'm not gonna bore you. I see a couple more people coming on. Yay! Say hello when you come in. And let's turn it around and let's see what fun we can have with this new suite. This is the hardest part for me to pick what I'm gonna play with because there's so many good things. But we're gonna focus on one of the suites today and I'll show you. Yay, I'm glad Yvonne, you'll appreciate it whenever, right? I say better late than never, right? So, all right, hey Chris, hey Teresa. Yay, I have 2 Teresas who come and watch me now, so. Teresa squared. You're spelled differently. One has a TH and one has just a T, so. All right, let's turn it around. And I'm gonna show you, this is a spoiler alert, so Chris, you're watching, some of you who are in my club, I am gonna show you one of the cards we're gonna do tomorrow in club. Because I thought, I'll just make the one for my mom. My mom is in my club too, but she's in Texas, so. Mom, if you watch this, you're gonna get this card in the mail in Texas. So again, those of you who are watching now and on the replay today too, if you share my video sometime today, I'll check again back later tonight around 10 to see who shared. If I get at least 3 people to share, you will get in a drawing to win this cute little awesome Otter stamp set. It's so cute. I haven't had any time to play with this yet, but we will make one at the very end. So somebody will win that because that's something you can't order. You can't just purchase if you love it. You have to earn it with a $50 order. So whoever wins that can earn other things through SALE-A-BRATION orders. I'm going to turn this or move this a little bit. This is our host code, and my hostess for this week is Deb. So she'd appreciate anyone who ordered. That's going to help her get more free stuff. It is GSH, like, gosh, we have so much things to choose from. V7, Y, like, why not? Let's just order now. Maybe even 7 things. And then J. Just do it. That's the host code, and you can go to my site, thedrewdaily.stampinup.net, anytime. This host code will be good for 1 week, so through next week on the 19th. So let's look in the catalog. And so again, this is the new mini catalog, the January through June catalog. And we are going to look at what's called the New Horizons suite. And I'm going to brag a little on Stampin' Up! First here before we get into our stuff, because a lot of this I'm kind of copying ideas right from the catalog. Now this is the stamp set. Let me show you closer up my stamp set here. This is a cling mount stamp, so you'll put stickers on it. And I always keep my backing so I know when I'm missing a stamp. They're all on blocks right now. But these are, when you put the sticker on, they really truly are super sticky. In fact, sometimes, I just want to give fair warning, sometimes you have to get your nail, or if you don't have a nail even, get the end of a scissor or something under that so you don't rip your foam when you peel it off, because it is super sticky when you get brand new stamps. Now, if you don't like that they're that sticky, touch your stamp sticker, or the sticker, touch it with your oily fingers. And the more you play with it, the more you touch them, it gradually will get less sticky. So that's good news for some of you who don't like how sticky they are. But look at these little sweet sentiments. I love the font and the cute little, just the birds, some really simple background things that you can use. But I'm going to show you it, like right away, the stamp set may not look so exciting, but when you add all the things and the elements together, it's been so much fun to play with. I'm so excited. So you have the stamp set and then all these dies. So this is a set that's big. The die is big enough. I cannot fit this set of dies in the case, where most of the dies you can fit, and a lot of times I do put them right back in the case. But this is a big square. But there's some little hill pieces, trees, little like houses. The piece that matches with this like wood bark, 2 little fence pieces, some grass, and a couple little mountain things. So some really cool dies that you can do a lot with. The suite then also comes with these cool pebble enamel shapes. These are super fun too. Stuff's falling over on me. These are really fun, that literally look like little pebbles that you can use in whatever stamp set you have, but it looks pretty cool with this. And they come in 2 shades of gray and then some browns. They're really pretty. You'll see them on some of my projects when I show you too. The 2 ribbon, so there's a combo ribbon pack. It's just cotton ribbon in Misty Moonlight and Petal Pink. And can always use more ribbon. So it's a nice thin, it's a really nice size. A nice thin ribbon, cotton ribbon that you can use and will match with the colors of the designer paper. Now the designer paper, guys, I know some of you have already seen it up close, but it's amazing. This is gorgeous landscape. I mean, so it's already kind of painted for you. And this is where it's going to make it so much fun to just add little details. So one side almost looks like an actual landscape of some sort, and then the other side just has kind of a watercolored look. So many things you can do with these. And I'm just going to show you some of my favorites because they're all pretty. Oh, this is one of my favorites. You'll see me make a card with this one. The mountains, so beautiful. And this one has 2 sides, like 2 scapes, but that mountain one's gonna probably be one of my favorites. And they're all just awesome. I love them all. So they're really pretty. You'll want to invest in this paper. You get 48 sheets of it for each of 12 different designs. So 48 sheets altogether. And it's just $11.50. This one I'm going to show you making some stuff out of too. So there's a pretty sheet that has little flowers on it and stuff too. So the awesome thing about Stampin' Up! Too, as many of you know already, is now Stampin' Up! Also lets you, if you love everything in that suite, instead of having to enter all the individual numbers, it all coordinates together, and you can, for $78.25, which is a pretty inexpensive suite, you get the designer paper, the dies, the stamp set, the ribbon, and the pebbles. You get all of that with one number. So suite collection, you look for the collection number, and you still get the 10% off the bundle when you get the whole collection, which is an awesome deal. So now I am going to do a little framed art. So this is where always look at your right at your catalog too for great ideas. This one shows cutting it up and making little space between it, giving it kind of a framed look. This one shows using one of our woodland embossing folders and adding some green over that. Really pretty. Here's using kind of the grass and over the fence. And it also shows you some good ideas. So our concept artists are getting better and better too, because here they use that die to just cut out some of the blue in one of the designer paper and use that as the background. And it looks like clouds back there. Such cool ideas. I was going to point out something else. And here they showed you how they got this look on the fence as well. If you stamp just on white paper and then cut out your fence, then you've got already a birch looking fence. So many cool ideas right there in your catalog. So make sure you look at those too. So New Horizons Suite. First, let's do a really simple card. Okay, so this is where it's advantageous for you to come and watch me. I hope you find it to be helpful to come watch me, because even if you don't have the stamp sets I have, you can still find ways to use what you have to do similar things. So I'm going to do a simple, just using our stamps and ink, just in case someone doesn't have the big boss. And you know, when I do a one layer and I'm just using the thick white cardstock, I love using my corner rounder, so that's what I'm doing. Just adds a nice different shape to it when you're gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna open it up so it doesn't flap up on me. And I'm going to use, I want to kind of show you too, so it gives you a bunch of colors that coordinate with the paper. And those are just even great color combo ideas. So even if you didn't get the paper, but you're going to really want the paper. This is all the colors that coordinate with this. Polished pink, old olive, evening evergreen, soft succulent, misty moonlight, blackberry bliss. I even think the pale papaya works with there too. So that's not even all of them. And the ribbon is, I believe, petal pink, right? So petal pink and pale papaya could work in there too. So say you don't have pale papaya, but you do have petal pink. So I'm going to use a light pink. I'm using soft succulent, and then I'm going to use evening evergreen. So a couple greens and then a light pink in there. And I had the word here, breathe. With my lighter green. Let me test it out. It's the first time I'm stamping up breathe here. I'm just going to make what looks like a little bit of I'm not doing it straight. I'm doing a little hill. Breathe, breathe, breathe. So I'm just stamping the breathe across there. And then I'm going to take my trees in the evening evergreen, ink those up. I just re-inked this pad. And let's, where are we going to stamp this? We'll stamp it over there. Those trees are just so cute. And I'm going to stamp this little bird. We'll stamp it up in that corner off the paper. Those birds just add a little extra element too, don't they? And then we'll just make this a simple thinking of you. Now, I could stamp it all and just keep it all one layer, but if you want to add just a little bit more, I have the Petal Pink cardstock. Sorry, my phone thing's tilting a little there. Find some scrap of Petal Pink here, and I'm going to stamp Thinking of You. It'll be subtle because I'm stamping color on color here. But you can still see it plenty well. Because I'm going to do that, and it will go over it, I think I'm going to even, before I rinse off my Breathe here. I just stamped that off in a little cluster because why not? And this is the beauty of the stamp set, is really you can do some super simple things. And the ones where I use the paper will look a lot more intricate, but the paper did all the work, which you'll see. And then our dies. You can't beat our dies. Okay, I'm gonna cut the other side to this, a slant. Thinking of You will go right under the trees. And you know, I'm gonna add just a little bit more too. So again, you could leave it at that. But if you have any kind of twine, it is always fun to add an element of something that's not paper. So if you have twine or ribbon or something, where I could actually add the ribbons that's in the suite too, duh. Since I am using Petal Pink, I could use that ribbon, but I want to keep it pretty simple. And then really, you could send this, I know I'm using Petal Pink, but that's okay, a guy wouldn't care. Using simple enough colors, and it's a basic enough design, you could use this for a guy or a girl. And I've been thinking and praying for so many people lately. Rhonda, I've been thinking about your husband and you as he is healing and recovers. My friend Sabrina's going in for surgery tomorrow. My friend Catherine's husband's been praying for him to recover. Had so many people at church that have been going through COVID and stuff too. A lot of people. And I wish I had the time to send cards to every single person I think of. Let's see. Maybe I want to move this over this way, the bow. Because I really don't want it to cover up my Thinking of You. But you kind of want it to butt up kind of next to the bow. Tighten there. And we're going to put a couple little mini dimensionals. Hey, Sherry. It was fun to see some of you sharing what words you're going to focus on this year for 2022. I know a lot of people have been complaining about it's already started off not awesome, but we can change that and have a better attitude and be hopeful and focus on positive things. And this is where, even more so, let's focus on being thankful and thankful for the little things, right? So Breathe, Thinking of You. Isn't that sweet? That's just a super simple one layer card. I just added the little Thinking of You on top, but So there, if you can't afford anything but the stamp set and you've got a couple inks, you really can keep cards pretty simple, and for a beginner stamper who doesn't do a whole lot. Thank you. Yeah, I thought that turned out cute. So that's for a beginner. Now I'm going to show you this one I won't do, but I'm just going to show you another example. Again, the paper is so gorgeous. Isn't that so pretty? So I just used the paper for background, and then I cut out, so I stamped thanks for everything. I did use my Wink of Stella glitter brush to rub over the thanks. So it's got a little bit of glitter to it, and it kind of blends the color in there. Maybe I'll show you on one. And then with these fun dies, the hills, so you get this little bumpier hill, and then you get this other flatter hill, and then the trees. So I used, because this paper had a little bit of purple in it and some greens, I used Evening Evergreen, Blackberry Bliss, and Old Olive for the underneath. And there's a little bit of Old Olive up there in the corner. And so the paper itself does most of the work, right? And then our dies are awesome to add a few little hills just right over the landscape. So, so that's a pretty easy, again, just with the dies, when you let your big shot or your big boss do that. Now, spoiler alert, my clubbies are going to do this card tomorrow, which I think turned out so pretty. But again, it's really not a whole lot of work because the designer paper is so gorgeous. So we'll show you putting this card together. And again, this is one that I think sometimes it's nice to leave a card that doesn't have a sentiment on the front. It's just a pretty landscape. And then on the inside, you could make it whatever you want. You could make it a birthday, a thinking of you, a sympathy. So yeah, Chris, sorry, spoiler alert. But you'll get to see me put it together and see exactly what you're gonna do here. Okay, so this again, as you guys know, I love starting off with white because then you can mix it with any color. So seriously, if you get any cardstock, the thick white and the basic white, you're mostly good for, in a lot of these projects, I'm using just white as accents. Okay, so this paper, this is another way, because I want to show you, this paper is 6x6 size. So what I've done for this card, in order to make 2 cards out of 1 sheet, you cut it right exactly in half at 3 inches, and this is 3x6, but then I cut it 3 by 5 1/4 to fit inside of a card front. Okay, so really easy, and then you can make 2 cards out of this. And because it's smaller than the width, then I thought, well, we got to add a little something on the side, and I'm just keeping it white, and I'll emboss it, and I'll probably use a different embossing folder just to show you. This is the macrame embossing folder, which is really cool. But so all that we have to do is, I'm going to take my Evening Evergreen out again, and this is what I love too. Sometimes when you just keep it basic and you just use 1 color of ink, you can still make beautiful projects. So I'm inking up the trees in the Evening Evergreen, and I'm going to stamp it somewhere right there in the grass. And then I'm also stamping the birds, and I'm going to stamp them up here in the sky and stamp them off. So pretty. And that's literally all the stamping we do on the front of the card. That's pretty easy and fast, right? It's so nice. I love it. So now all I have to do is add a little bit of tape runner. And again, I think I've told you guys repeatedly, the Seal Plus is kind of my favorite tape runner. The Seal takes a little bit longer to get used to, and I have gotten used to it, but Seal Plus, you know it's not moving. Okay, so I put that down first because now I'm going to emboss this strip that's like 1.5 inches wide and then by 5 1/4, again to be the same height as the inside of my card here. And I think I'm going to use the painted texture. It's really a basic and simple embossing folder. But again, when you first get your big boss, if you don't have, or the mini boss, now you can't use these big ones in the mini boss. They have special thinner embossing folders, but the embossing folders are the first thing I started getting when I got my big shop. They're the least expensive thing to get with your machine, and they're awesome. Look at what it does to that paper. I mean, it literally looks like stucco paint. It's so cool, I love it. Okay, so that I can just pop up. Now that's flat enough, you could probably tape it, but I like popping it up with dimensionals. So that's what I'm gonna do. You probably just need like 3. One at the bottom, one in the middle, one at the top. 1, 2, 3. I did use a little bit of the border. And then make sure I've got that lined up and it's straight. And then rather than using, I could use the Misty Moonlight ribbon here, which is about the same size. I probably should have just used the Misty Moonlight. I really thought the jeans band ribbon was cool, and I cut it in half. So that's what we're using. So I feel like jeans go with every color. So we'll tie this ribbon, and when you cut it in half, some ribbon more than others, which this ribbon you can see is shedding, will shed more than others. This one I found after you trim it off really does shed, and it's really shedding. Which is okay. Once you tie it, then it'll just kind of give it a shabby chic, I don't know how you say that. You know what I'm trying to say, right? Okay, I'm giving everybody in club enough ribbon that you can tie a knot in there before you tie your bow. That always helps me to tie a better bow. Now, my club that's meeting tomorrow, my club that meets on Thursday mornings, most of them are all retired, so we can meet at 10:30. However, I have a kit club, and a lot of my friends are taking a little break from my kit club. There are people who come in and out, and there's people who've been doing my clubs for years and have stayed forever. And there's some who take a little break and then come back. I love my clubs. But we're starting a new rotation in my kit club in February. So I have been trying to reach out to see if anybody who's local would like to be in my kit club. And we meet every other month, and you're only required to have a $20 to $25 order, minimum order, which, yes, it's easy to get there. See, that ribbon adds just a fun extra little detail too. Isn't that pretty? But there's more. But if you have any questions about club, it's a really fun idea because, you know, I know some people got partied out when I was younger, even just a decade ago. I feel like everybody did home parties, candlelight parties, pampered chef parties, everything. And I think people got partied out a little bit. But I would be happy to do a party for somebody too. But my clubs are kind of like a built-in party. Because when you commit, say there's 5 people who commit to being in club, then we just do a rotation of 5 different months. And again, we meet every other month. So it's not too much on your bank account because it's only a $25 commitment every other month. And you get to rotate being the hostess. So you get to earn free stuff one of those months. And it's just a fun time. We gather together and we have fun and we craft. And I make and pre-cut things for you to make. Like this is one of the cards that my club tomorrow will make. And my kit club is one I try to be even more intentional about telling people to bring their paper pumpkin kits or their kits that they've ordered, or just designer paper, and putting together some cards. So it's time for you to actually use the stuff you get, because I don't want to advocate hoarder people who just buy a ton of stuff and never use it. I want to advocate using your stuff and then sending hugs in the mail to people. Okay, so this is where these pebbles come into play and are so fun. Okay, so I'm going to put, these are really good and sticky. There we go. I'm going to use 3 pebbles, and again, you can use all the different, which I'm going to use all the different colors. And I'm using all the different shapes too. So I got 1 long one, 1 medium, and then 1 small one. So I'm putting 2 in a cluster over here, and then I'm going to put 1 over here at the end of the fence. Isn't that so pretty? And that adds a little bit of the shimmer of those little pebbles, just add a little bit, even like it looks almost real, like a real fence. Looks like almost a real picture. Isn't it cool? Love it. Who wouldn't want a little landscape card like that? That would make me happy. So, see how fast and easy that was to put together? And it looks so fancy. I love, love, love our Big Boss, our machine that does the die cutting and everything, and the embossing, because it really does make beautiful things. So I don't know which one you like better. Do you like the macrame or the painted texture? I don't know. It's hard to say which one I like better. They're both cool, and they're very, very similar here. So this one will go to my mama in Texas, and she can reuse it and send it off to someone. You know, we keep sharing the love, right? Okay, so that's that background. And that's not even using a stamp or a sentiment on the front. So you can just pull that out when you need it for whatever occasion. What should we do next? You want to do the framed art next? Okay, so those of you who've been to my house, which most of you who are watching me have been to my house, you know I have some framed art in the front entry table. So I have a big welcome sign that's in a bigger frame, like an 8x11 frame or 8x10 frame. And this is a 5x7 frame. And this one right now says, let it snow. But I have, let me actually show you. I have ones that I transfer out. Now, girls, this is why I get so excited about Stampin' too. Because it's not just cards. I scrapbook with my stamps. So here's another 5x7. It says gather together and give thanks. So sometimes I pull that in the fall. Here's one of my big welcome, in my welcome one that says give thanks in my 8x10. And then usually when I have that in there, I'll put this season of thanks one in there for my fall. Smaller and bigger. So this one actually I could pull out in August, sometime in the summer. I don't know, I switch them out when I feel like it. So this is my Let It Snow one. Now, because of the landscape, I think I'm actually, usually almost all of them are facing this way, but I'm gonna make one to go this way, and you'll see why. Because I didn't want to waste any of the beautiful design. Okay, so I've cut my 5x7 piece in crumb cake is the background. And then I used this beautiful piece. This one is so pretty, isn't it? Oh, I mean, it's so pretty just on its own. You can just frame that. And there you go, done. But I'm not gonna just stop there. But it is so pretty. Okay, so this one has little flowers in the corner, and I'll show you. I'm gonna do a lot of stuff similar to the one that is in the catalog here. And that actually was what gave me the idea. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do another one of my frames because that is such a frameable piece. And this one says relax and enjoy your day. And I'm like, I like that. I think I'm going to use the relax and enjoy your day. That's a great sign to have in the beginning or in the front of your, like your entryway, right? This says relax and enjoy your day. Who doesn't want to hear that? I'd like to hear that message. It's a good message. Hey, Lorelei. How you doing, girl? You healing? I'm sure there's moments of frustration when you can't do everything on your own, but girl, I hope you tell your mama thank you lots and give her lots of hugs. Your mom is awesome. And your grandma's pretty awesome too. You got a lot of people who love you a lot. That's a cool thing. Not everybody has that much support. If you are good, that's good to hear. Okay, so I've just taped this down onto the crumb cake because this is, remember, it's just 6 by 6, so I had to trim off a little bit of the sides, and that is, I kept the height of it 6 inches because I didn't want to cut any of that off. It's so pretty. And again, I can use my evening evergreen for the birds because I don't know, how cool is that just adding those cute little birds there, it just adds so much so quickly. I mean, there you go. So fun. And I'm going to, I'm about to put stuff off of my table again. I don't know why I put stuff at the left side of mine. Okay, so again, this fence, so cool. I think I want it to go small. What do I want it to do? No, that's the top. Here's the top. Do you want it to go in that way? Like it's going in this? I think I like that. And isn't this little fence so cute? I know, it's funny how just little details can add so much. Now, Tombow glue, sometimes when I let people use my Tombow glue in classes, I have to like, back to kindergarten. Remember, don't squeeze too much. You don't want it all over your fingers. Tombow glue, it's so nice. Teresa, thank you. Teresa Ammons gave me a sweet little couple extra gifts, and I already had a holder, but I've got, you know, 4 tubes of Tombow going at once. It is nice when you have a holder and you're storing your Tombow upside down, because then the glue comes out of the fine tip a lot easier when you've stored it upside down. I'm just doing a thin line. I'm not even bothering putting any on the skinniest part. I'm just doing the vertical up and down. I don't want to cover up too many of the flowers either. So there's the fence. That looks so pretty, doesn't it? Again, I'm using a lot of white details. The white fence just looks so pretty. And I'm going to do another card that has the white mountains. So it's just so pretty. Now, also in the catalog, and this is from the annual catalog, and I thought, brilliant. I hadn't used many of these yet. Really, a lot of the colors match well with the colors of those flowers, because I think these are fresh freesia, polished pink, and pale papaya. So these are some of our in colors. So I'm going to take one of the bigger purple ones, and then there's like a big size and a little size. So I'm going to get 2 little ones, a pink, polished pink one and a pale papaya, and the big one is the fresh freesia one, the purple. And looking for my roll of glue dots. I'll just use some from a kit. Oh, now I see it. Oh, if I only had more time to actually clean in my craft room. Any of you have that problem? Okay, so I'm going to put the purple one kind of going over the fence there. Now, these little flowers, I'm peeling off the backing here, and I'm actually folding in the glue dot because the little ones, these glue dots are a little bit too big for, but that's not a problem. You just fold it in. They're flexible. Just kind of push in so you don't have any glue sticking out. And then I'll put those 3 right there in the corner. Now when I put this one in my frame, I don't know, I might not be able to put the... You haven't seen a holder for glue dots. I did make this my own little holder, which I think will actually hold in my glue dots if I were to take my glue out. Yep, it does. So I could actually put this so I wouldn't lose it in my little holder that I made. I found it on YouTube, a little tutorial to make this cute little adhesive holder. I thought it was brilliant. It's even more brilliant when you use it. Okay, so I've got the fence and the flowers on there and the bird stamped. So still pretty simple and basic. Now let's pull up some more paper. To match the bottom and the top there with the crumb cake, I'm going to stamp the one that looks like wood. And where'd I put that stamp? Where did you go? Wood stamp, where'd you go? Here we go. Okay, so this cool little wood stamp, I'm going to stamp on the crumb cake in crumb cake ink. So ink that up. I'm just lightly tapping it. You don't want to press too hard when you're inking up your stamps, especially when you have a new ink pad. They're pretty juicy, so you want to be careful. All right, I'm going to stamp that down, and you could just fussy cut it if you don't have the dies, but when you have the dies, voila, you can just cut it out. Oh, let's turn around that way. And it matches perfectly with the stamped image. This is the awesome thing about the dies. So I'm going to cut that out quick. Have I said lately that I love my big boss? And I'm just going to bring out the whole sandwich here when I am using my dies, because I'll tell you, I really love Stampin' Up's the new Big Boss that they've got. It'll say, place your die cuttings, your die cutting edge down, and here's your sandwich. So it says 1, then platform this thin little shim of 2, and then on here too, it gives you it as well. Then 3 are the cutting pads. So it says putting the cutting pad down first, then your paper, and then your die over that, and then another cutting pad on top. So it tells you what to do and how to make your sandwich when you're cutting. So It's very nice. And after cutting that out, I've got that little, now it looks like a little sign, which is cool. And I'm gonna do a little bit, kind of opposite of what they did in their sample, but that's the beauty of casing stuff. You get to make it your own. And you can do whatever you want because it's your project. Okay, so we are gonna take out, if I can find the relax, enjoy your day. Hey, Cherie. Yes. On this video, I can definitely, I'm not very good at that. I'm sorry that I don't do that more frequently, but I can definitely give you the numbers for the whole suite and then for the individual things I'm using. This really is, I think, a must-have suite. It's so much fun. I just kept wanting to play. This is when I know I've got a good suite, when I just want to keep making more and more and more and more. I don't want to stop. This is one of those. Okay, so I'm going to stamp relax in the white. And I think in their example they used white embossing powder, but this is for me, for a lazy stamper who just wants to do quick and fast. So I stamped that in my white craft pad. The white craft, you've heard me brag about that a lot. But yes, Cherie, I can definitely let you know the stuff that I was using for these. Okay, so now I want to stamp it again, just and enjoy your day. And I'm going to use the Pale Papaya right on Pale Papaya paper. And I don't need the whole thing. I'm just going to cut out the and enjoy your day on this one. So I'm going to stamp that down. Pale Papaya. I like this color a lot. In fact, this year's, the in colors are just gorgeous. I love them all. Okay, so I'm gonna just cut out right around and enjoy your day. Again, this is gonna be one of my little welcome signs at my entry table. And so I love the sentiment of relax and enjoy your day. I want people who come to my house to feel relaxed and like they can enjoy their time at my house and not be stressed. And then the relax, I'm gonna just cut it out. But this relax, just like they did in the example in the catalog. Oh, Cherie, I wanted to ask you too, did you get your catalog? Some of you long distance friends, I paid for Stampin' Up! To send you a catalog. Cherie, you're definitely one. So let me know if you got your catalogs, because you should have gotten the mini catalog and the SALE-A-BRATION brochure. So it's never really Stampin' Up's fault. Sometimes the postal service just messes up. But Stampin' Up! Is awesome, and they will still resend it if it doesn't get to you. Which is why I have been with Stampin' Up! For, guys, in February next month, it'll be 17 years. Crazy. It's how much I love this. They keep me addicted, and I feel like over time I've been able to send more and more cards to people, which I love. Okay, so I am just trying to cut. I'm leaving a little bit of space around, but I'm trying to cut right around the words. I probably should have waited a little bit because I'm kind of smudging the words a little, but that's okay. Like the word says, relax. I'm relaxed. I'm not stressed about that. All right. Get those little pieces out of the way. And now I can put that up here. Relax and enjoy your day. And I think I want to pop both up with dimensionals, so enjoy your day. Probably just use this mini. Couple mini dimensionals. I think it was last week I gave everybody a little bit of a tour through the catalog. I'm glad you love it. There's so much good stuff in it. I think you actually did tell me you got it. Now that I think of it again. It is pretty cool though. I'm going to use mini dimensionals again behind the relax here. We'll do a couple little mini dimensionals here too. And just the last year or so, maybe a couple years, that really has become more popular to cut right around your words or a stamped image. Isn't that cool? Relax and enjoy your day. Where do I want to put that? Before I put that down, I am going to pull out, oh wait, I used pale papaya. Darn it. This is petal pink and I used pale papaya. See, doesn't that look more like pale papaya? Petal pink's in there too though. I see that too. Okay, but since I used pale papaya ribbon or paper, let's just get a little white twine out. See, there's always a way to do something different. I'm just gonna pull out a bunch of twine and I just wanna put this behind. Now some people, when they do this thing, just wrap their twine around and kind of put it in an H shape and just go like that. Yeah, honey. Softly, please. Can you close my door? Don't go too crazy though. My 7th grader just got home and he wants to play the piano. How can I say no to that? But I don't want him banging on it, so you can't hear me. Okay, so I'm putting 3 glue dots down. And that initially is just going to help me keep my twine in place. Eventually, I'm going to, let's see, I'll put some, dimensionals over it. So I'm just kind of fanning it out in whatever shape I feel like. It almost looks like a flower. But it ends up just being a cute little loopy background behind there. Okay, so now what I said, I was going to put dimensionals over this because that will hold, oop, those are mini too. I'm going to use some regular dimensionals to put it over a couple of those spots where the twine's interlinking. Okay, so I'll put the dimensionals right over that twine there before I put down my little sign. Relax and enjoy your day. I'm going to pull that way. You have a little bit of leeway to kind of manipulate that and move it a little bit after you put it down. So cute. Now that I have the flowers there too, we could probably add a few pebbles. Because we can. This is the pickup tool, if you guys didn't catch that. I really do like this pickup tool. Because in one end, let me show you if it's focusing on here. When you twist it just a little bit, it'll make that putty come up a little bit. And then kind of release it so it doesn't keep coming. Release it back. And that putty in the end is what kind of helps pick up your accessories, your pebbles or whatever. Rhinestones and so forth. So I'm going to put a couple couple pebbles there. They look really cute by the, let's do a long one. They look really cute by the fence, don't they? Do a lighter one over here too. Put that up there. Awesome. Aren't those pebbles fun? And there you have it. Let me find my frame. So when I take my frame out, I'm going to see if this will fit with the glass still on it. Because I do pop things up in dimensionals and stuff. Let's see. I think it actually will work. Ooh, I love it. Shoot, just got a tickle in my throat. Isn't that pretty? You guys like it? Relax and enjoy your day, guys. Random tickle. So there is framed art. You can do so many things with designer paper and stamps. Really, the sky is the limit. That would make a great gift for somebody too, right? So fun. Oh man, I didn't realize how many cards I had to show you. You guys still hanging in there? Okay, this one I'll try to keep quick. I actually already cut this frame out with one of our stitched rectangle dies in fresh freesia. Because again, I wanted to show you simple steps to step up a card too. Thank you, Cherie. Thank you, Sherry. We've got Cherie and Sherry and two Teresas. Love it. Okay, so got another thick white card base. Gonna score it at 4 1/4. Now this, I think I'm actually gonna cut this piece to do the whole, be the whole card front, because I just have a hard time thinking about cutting any of this off. Okay, so wait. It's going up and down. So I want up and down to be 5 1/2. So cutting just a 1/2 inch off of the bottom there. And then 4 1/4 is my and we could use that strip for something else too. But that's a whole card front. Oh, see you, Cherie. Thank you for coming. Yes, keep creating. I know some of you are sticking around. Others of you may have to watch the replay to catch the rest. That's fine. I'll take you whenever you can find me. I'm trying to go fast here. I'd like to be close to done by the time my elementary boys come home from school, which is usually around 3:40. And that gives me an hour of playtime with you guys. All right, so isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that paper just beautiful? I mean, there you go. There's a card. Stamp. Literally, you could stamp, relax and enjoy your day right on that designer paper and you could be done, right? I mean, you could keep it super simple. But if you want to step it up, like I said, there's fun ways to do that. So I made a little fresh freesia frame here, which looks really pretty over that, doesn't it? And we're gonna pop the frame up I'll put dimensionals. This is where it's nice to use this border too. Some of this border stuff makes it easy to put around a frame. Peel the backing off. And we'll put that over the card. But I want to make sure it's centered. How did that get all centered? There we go. Again, you could just make a little stamp and then go. But what I'm going to add to the bottom here, this little hill, well, I don't know if this is a little hill or if it's like reflection. You could use this for whatever. It's just kind of the shadow underneath the mountain. And then I'm going to add these white mountains. We'll put a little mini one and a bigger. On the smaller little hill, the mini dimensional is better. So this is where it's fun. I mean, isn't this fun to see like so many different kinds of the dies? You can do so many different landscapes and all different seasons, wintry, spring. So I'm kind of tucking those mountains under there. And what's even more fun is, so you have this mountain die that cuts out just the basic shape, and then this one cuts out this, like the snowy hill. So I like white on white, that's pretty, but you could also do the white mountaintop over gray, or a lot of different, you can mix and match colors. You could make purple mountains with the white snowy caps on them. And then I'm just gonna add a little Tombow on some of the spaces there. And we'll overlap that right over the mountains. And that looks so pretty. Adds just a little bit of dimension on there. Isn't that pretty? And let's see, what sentiment haven't we? We use thinking of you. Wishing you so much happiness. There, since I've added these dies, I really could just take, and here I use Night of Navy. Let me see if I can find my Night of Navy stamp yet. And we'll just stamp the wishing you so much happiness right over the mountains in the Night of Navy. Wishing you so much happiness. And that's a little crooked. And that's where, if you're a perfectionist, you could change that and add it to a little banner. See the piece that I trimmed off. Does it fit in there? Hi, buddy. Let's see. I'm not always a perfectionist. Sometimes I'm like, that's fine. You know, when you make mistakes, it's made in love. Wishing you so much happiness. And And see, this is where I stamped it still a little crooked, but I can trim the paper to fit. To make it look straighter. There's always a way to fix it, always. So now I can add that little scrap paper. And I'm just gonna add some adhesive right on there. And I'm actually lining up the bottom of the P there. There we go. It's a little straighter there. Always a way to fix. And how cute is that? Just beautiful. So if you have a friend who really loves mountains or has mountain place in the mountains or just loves, you know, my frame's sticking up a little bit. I'm gonna add a little mini dimensional in the corner there. That's where when you pop things up, you can always add more later. I'm actually gonna stick little mini dimensionals in each of the corners. I don't like those corners are popping up. One more corner. All right. Pretty? Hard to say which one's my favorite. I don't know. All right. Oh shoot. Last one with the suite, and then if you can hang in there, some of you may have to watch the replay and just fast forward because I do want to still make one simple card with the awesome otters, because if you share my video today, you could have a chance if I get at least 3 people to share. Okay, so I'm using fresh freesia as the background on this one. I brought out this embossing folder, this ornate flowers, because I actually ran some vellum through. I think sometimes we forget how pretty vellum is embossed. It's very pretty. I love it. And then I've already cut out some of the pieces, so this is going to go together pretty fast. Using my stitched shapes circles, I just layered. So this was the same that I made the framed art with. Then I'm just going to have that, and I'll stamp this, but I want to stamp, there is a little grassy stamp that I already brought up here. I was looking down on the floor, and here it is. I'm going to stamp it in fresh freesia, right on the fresh freesia paper. Down here. So pretty. Nice and delicate and soft. And then I'm gonna put this layer over here to the side. And I'm really just going to add some in the center here because my circle's gonna cover over some of that. Because, you know, you can see through vellum and you can even see where you tape. Now, some of you may not mind that, but all right, so now we can just put a little adhesive on here, matte that on the white circle. And the pretty flowers are on there. So pretty. Pop that up with a couple, maybe 3. This is the biggest circle. Give me a heart if you're still following me. You guys still there? This paper is too mesmerizing, isn't it? You just can't leave. This paper is so pretty. I just couldn't stop creating, and I couldn't stop thinking of more and more to do with you guys. So I'm sorry I'm taking you a little over the normal today, but it's so much fun. Thank you for the love. Okay, I see you're still there. Thank you. I know, just sometimes there's a suite that you can't You can't stop yourself. Okay, this one, a little tricky, the grass. I'm gonna cut a little mini dimensional in half. I don't do that very often at all. But this grass gets pretty thin. I don't know, well, I think I can find a spot right there. That's where you can kind of push it down if you can see it poking up somewhere. All right, so I'm gonna just place that grass right here. I think I didn't peel off the, yeah, I did. All right. How pretty is that? And I think I'll bring back the flowers too. And let's do a big, this time I'll grab out, because I found my glue dots. Put some glue dots on these flowers again. What are these called? Loose Flower Flourishes. These again are in the annual catalog. But they really do go pretty well with, do a little mini purple one. They're so cute. Curl those in so they don't stick on stuff you don't want it to stick. And oftentimes I like doing things in 3, so we'll do a little, find a little pink one too. And when you see I use those glue dots, I put the glue dot right on the ribbon or the accessory and instead of putting up my finger, there. Isn't that pretty? And I'm not sure what sentiment I want, but I could add a little breathe here or a little sentiment right here underneath. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, so I'm not gonna do it yet. I know, aren't these pretty? Love the flowers. And fresh freesia, this is one of my favorite colors. It's so pretty. Okay, so recap. Where's my very beginner easy? Super beginner easy. You can do basic just with a few stamps on white card base. And then I showed you the one we're going to do at club. The designer paper itself does a lot of work for you. The designer paper is gorgeous, so pretty, and I love all the dies. So that is, what's that suite called again? New Horizons. And then I also did the framed art. Relax and enjoy your day. So fun. So I did want to end, again, I apologize, I'm going longer than normal. I did want to end with doing at least one card with the otters because they're so cute. And I want to show you, because I'm going to use some of the paper, because there's so many choices. So if you share my video today, you can get in a drawing to win this awesome otter stamp set. But this paper is another thing you can earn for free. It's double-sided marble paper. It's awesome. And 48 sheets, and you can earn it for free with a $50 order. So that's what I'm going to use that paper alongside the otter stamp set. Have I scored that already? No. So I'm going to keep this one pretty simple, and I'll show you the picture of it just because I'm taking you over time here. But I'll show you basically what I'm going to do. And then I'll show you I'll post a picture of the final results. Because I do want to do a little coloring. Okay, so score that. Now before I tape, I'm going to pop this up. This is using No, it's not Give It a Whirl. Help me, guys. What is this die called? There's rectangles and the circles. It's not Give It a Whirl. Picture this? Something like that. Picture this, dies. Okay, so what I'm going to do is line this up where I'm going to end up putting it on my card. So with a little bit of space, I cut it at 4 by 5 1/4. So kind of want to get it straight. And then I'm going to, with a pencil, I'm going to do a really light, and it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to erase it, light circles of where all these circles are, so I know where to stamp where I want my otters, etc. So again, that is not perfect at all. Because I will erase them. Okay, but I want to take out my stamps now, and I want to stamp my otters. And look at how cute these guys are. They're so cute. I'm not sure if I'll use them all. I think I will. One of the ones I will just stamp "You Are Oddly Awesome" in there. And probably on the inside I could do "It's Birthday Time." I don't know. We'll see. I just had a general idea of what I wanted to do with this card, so forgive me. It wasn't perfectly planned out. Okay, I really like this guy, so I want him to be kind of the focal. And see, this is where at least I see these, and I don't want to put the tail where it's going to show up in another circle. So that's why I drew all the circles with pencil, so I could see where I'm stamping. Because then I don't necessarily need to block it out, because my paper is going to go over it at some point. But I want to take my one of my memento pads, and what I'm not going to show you is the whole coloring deal. I'll probably use my blends markers to color in these sweet otters. They really are cute. Ah! What did I do? How did I get that on there? All right, well, some of that will be covered up. We'll see. See what magic I can do here. Okay, so this guy I want to be in this big circle there that I've drawn. And we'll try to get it so it's not going to be in one of the other circles. I think that'll work. And it really will be okay. It's not going to be. Let's see. This one I kind of need to do on the top because it's the shortest, so it won't go in there. The guy in the water. So let's put him on a block. Ink him up in black. Memento ink. Thanks for you guys who are hanging in there. He's so cute, isn't he? This otter. He, she. I mean, we can make them girls or boys, right? See, this one I can put down there. You get another block. Now, if you really wanted to make sure you weren't getting over anything, you could overlap your scrap paper, if you can see what I'm doing, and just make sure you don't get, let's see, what I want to do. There we go. Because I just want his head in that circle. So I'm using my scrap paper to make sure. Okay, so those heads, now let me just show you. When I line it back up, we'll see those guys peeking out those windows. Isn't that so cute? Oh my goodness, so cute. Oh shoot, I didn't think about this. You Are Awesome doesn't really fit in any of the smaller circles. Should have thought about that. first, Bethany. So I might have to put that on the inside. We'll see. Now what I can do, where did I put the circles? So what I will do is color in those otters with my blends. Maybe one gray, maybe one brown. I'm not sure. I'll erase the pencil mark first before I put the frame back up and pop it up. And then I may cut out the little birthday hat. I'm gonna do all this and add it on top of that otter after I pop up the thing. So I just gave you the basic framework so you could see how I do a card like that, right, to get them to pop in. Now, if you wanted to step it up, you could stamp them all on a white piece of paper, fussy cut them out, and literally make them pop out. So that would be another thing you could do. But this is kind of the easier version of just stamping them right on your background, basic background paper. Okay, so I'm not going to finish this one because I've already gone way longer than normal. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I just wanted you to see how cute these otters are. They're so cute. I can't wait to play with them more. If only I had magical elves who came and cleaned and made supper for me. Then I could get in here more, guys. So thank you so much for staying with me and watching. I appreciate it so much. Here again are the cards that we made with the New Horizons suite. It really is a gorgeous, gorgeous suite. I love it so much. From beginner to avid crafts, you can do all kinds of things with that stamp set. And if you share my video, you get in a drawing to win this cute little awesome otter. And if you are the winner, then you could focus on doing a $50 order and getting something else for free. There's the cute little catching butterflies. There's the cars, the rainbow paper. There's that awesome otters. There's the marble paper. It's so fun, so cute. Oh, look, I didn't even realize they had used that. Oh, maybe I'll look at that. Oh, that'll be fun to add some of those pebbles that I just showed you guys. See, good ideas right in the brochure. Some things you earn with a $100 order. This is the beautiful hostess set. Oh, it's so pretty. Next week, I hope to show you some cards with the hostess set, that calming camellia. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Have a great Wednesday. I've got youth group tonight, so I'll be with all my teens, my girls who are graduating this year. It's crazy how fast time is flying. I hope you were inspired to create something. Hope you enjoyed watching me create with that new suite. Again, if you would like to order something, use this host code for now, please. If you order $35 or more using this host code right now, let me move this over. Yeah, there you go. Now you can see it, the whole thing, right? So if you, within the week, like I said, this host code will be gone January 19th, so in 1 week. If you do order $35 or more, I will give you the pieces, so you will have to use your own stamp set. But I will cut out the fence for you. You'll get the little pebbles. You'll get a piece of ribbon and all the pieces to put this card together. You just have to use your own birds and find your own little trees, because there's not a whole lot of stamping on this. But I'll give you the pieces to make this card, and I'll mail that to you with an order to say thank you. Especially during this celebration time, it's just a good time to order. If you order $50 or more, which you might as well bump it up to $50, then Stampin' Up! Will give you, and you can choose a free stamp set or the paper from the celebration brochure. So from here. And again, everything in here, you can't, if you like, oh, I really love the tropical or this paper, you can't order any of this. You have to earn it with a $50 order. And again, a couple of them are $100 orders. But celebration time is an awesome time. If you want to have a party to get more free hostess benefits, please let me know. I would love to do a party for you guys. I would even host it at my house too if you wanted to. So go to the drewdaily.stampinup.net. Use that host code if you want to get the free card from me, pieces from there. And I will see you guys next week with some more new stuff and more celebration stuff, because it's the most exciting time of the year for me. Yay, January and February is celebration time. I love it. And I love you guys. Thanks, Chris. Thank everybody for coming. Now I got to figure out supper. Boo. We'll talk to you later. Bye.